Yes guys, how's it going? Welcome to another video, and it's the big one today. It is a North London derby preview. Today I am going to be joined by Harvey from AFTV. I do want to say a massive big up to him and congratulations for the hard work that is clearly paying off, and I do want to wish him a lot of luck for the rest of his future at AFTV. But I ain't wishing any gooner luck for Sunday. Not one luck at all. This is the first North London derby, I think, where for the first time in ages, where I've seen Tottenham go head-to-head against a very, very broken Arsenal side. They sit 14th in the table, whereas the mighty Tottenham at the moment sit first, thanks to amazing counter-attacking football from Heung-min Son, the ability of hold-up play from Harry Kane, Højbjerg acting like our third centre-back as a CDM, and in my opinion, the best CDM in the league, do not at me. Our Stonewall defence, of course, that have now conceded the least amount of goals. So, what are we going to be saying in this preview? Well, we're going to just be going head-to-head and seeing how we feel about this game coming up. So let's watch this preview now. Yes, Harvey, welcome to the channel. Welcome to another North London derby preview. It's been a while, I think, last time we did a North London
derby. It's been about a year, I think.
Yeah.
I think it's been about a year.
Back in August 2019, and I remember, you know, Emirates, how nervous I felt as a Spurs fan coming into this game. I mean, how are you feeling right now? I mean, I know when I spoke to you the other day, you felt extremely nervous. Obviously, you would have heard as well, you know, Hugo Lloris in doubt. I mean,
it's mind games. Don't even start. Don't even start. He will start, but you don't start, all right? But it's mind games. It's Jose Mourinho.
It would be better for you if you actually counter-attacked and had shots on target. But who knows? If Joe Hart was in goal, maybe that might boost your motivation up to actually go for one.
I don't think that's the problem. I think we've got to break down your defence first before we can even get anywhere near it. People say form goes out the window in derby. Some say form doesn't go out the window. I just think, all right, that this Arsenal team will do anything if it means beating you guys. So forget that it's a derby. I think just with everything that's kind of gone on, fans were back to our last game. Yes, we played at Rapid Vienna, but at least we won our Europa League game, just saying. Anyway, then we, you know, it might just give a bit of confidence. Aubameyang needs to get a goal, and he will. I think he will. And I don't know. I'm not confident, but I'm not nervous. I'm prepared to go into it. Let's look at the big talking point that has been at Arsenal and that has been at the channel you do work for and you are part of, AFTV, and that's Arteta. I want to know Pep Guardiola's right-hand man, assistant coach, laying out the cones, being by his side and dishing out orders at Man City, stuff like that. No, I'm being serious. I'm not I'm not trying to be insulting to him, but I want to know, you know, okay, he's won an FA Cup, but as of now, the games, you know, they've 4 wins, 5 losses, 4 draws, I think it is. You're sitting 14th on the table. What's your stance on Arteta? Listen, he's not experienced, and I'm not gonna like, oh, he is though. He's not, like, and that's it. But not being funny, every manager when they start are not experienced. Mourinho was never always experienced. But I guess we're just taking a risk with someone who clearly knows their football and had some very, very good experience under Guardiola. Like, I think, I mean, there's people like, oh, you Arteta are out. I think forget any of that talk, all right? Like, this year's been hard enough for everyone. We don't need to start talking about whether he should be coming or he should be going or whatever. He should let him do his job, all right? It's not going to be easy the whole time. It's not easy. It's not easy for Arteta. He hasn't got much experience. He's younger than most coaches, yeah? He's around the same age as some of our players. So it's not going to be easy for him. But I think the players do respect him. They do want to play for him. But at the moment, things just aren't working. So I think a win against you guys, or a decent performance at the very least against you guys, would go a hell of a long way to setting us up for the second half of the season.
You talk about inexperience, this and that, but you know, I've watched your interviews, AFTV interviews. That is, I've watched so many interviews, mainly when you guys lose. I have to admit that, but no, it seems like your fans essentially still live in the past with that reputation of, you know, to win the league undefeated, to win the most amount of FA Cups, whatever. Do you think then that you've ignored club standards and have just gone for Arteta purely for sentimental reasons because he's ex-Arsenal, this, that, the other? I just want to know personally.
No, I disagree with you. I think it's the other way. I think people are more so thinking the standard should be invincibles, winning league titles, being in the Champions League, getting top four, whatever, and that's not happening. So people are like, well, it's not going to happen out of nowhere. But people are turning to Arteta and be like, well, get rid of him then or whatever. But that's not the case. People don't want that. Nobody wants to see him go. I know you're saying sentimental reasons or whatever. I mean, it's not like he's Thierry Henry or he's Dennis Bergkamp or he's whatever. Yes, he was a very, very good player for us and he was a captain, perfect, whatever. But at the moment, people are just thinking, well, last season we weren't that bad. We really weren't that bad. All right, we brought in some new players, only a few new players. Okay, this isn't completely his team. All right, and we say that it'd be interesting to see. I saw something earlier that he's looking to move a lot of players out in January. I mean, if he does, brilliant. If he brings some in, brilliant as well. But this is not quite his team yet. So he's not quite had the chance to do what he wants with it.
How long are you giving Arteta, do you think? How long would you give him personally?
I don't want to put a time on it at the moment. I want to at least see where we're at the end of the season.
All right.
See where other clubs are at the end of the season. Because, listen, think about it. Where we are doesn't matter if it's unless the other teams in the league are there. So if we have come, I don't know, hopefully not in the bottom half of the table. Say we come 10th, all right, and we miss out in Europa League. We get knocked out in maybe the quarterfinal of the Europa League. We don't reach any of the latter stage of the FA Cup or whatever, all right, or the Carabao Cup. Then I'd be like, all right, either the club needs to come out and say, okay, this is what we're doing, or we're going to go and sign this player, or we're going to do this, or whatever. That would be a different story. But
right.
if we end up at the end of the season where finishing in a decent spot, maybe Europa League position, we maybe win a trophy or we get to the latter stages of a competition, it would be a bit different because it's not like he's just absolutely flopped and, we're fighting relegation or we're just getting absolutely nothing. There's change at least. At least the players are playing. At least I want to see some good performances. But I'm not going to you're not going to get me saying Arteta out at this stage or going to say how long to give him. I think he just needs time. I don't know how long that time is. Anything that I do or say is not going to change anything. The club are going to stick with him. They messed up on Emery. They're going to make this one work.
I'm just saying, I think it's incredibly risky to put this much investment into a manager who, quite frankly, isn't that experienced at all. I mean, well, okay, I want to lead on to the next question, sort of. So, talking about players, really. So you look at our side. We're the reason why we're currently first in the table is, a lot of the credit can go to Son and Kane partnership and Ndombele actually stepping up, but it's also down to our defensive work. I think at one point you were the best defensive side as of so far in the Premier League to let in the least amount of goals. Now it's Tottenham, and this defensive work has really paid off. Now,
isn't it?
Pardon?
He knows how to play defensively. But you've got.
I don't care as long as it wins us games.
Yeah, and you've got the trophy in Son who are, getting the goals. So it doesn't really make a difference. You can play as defensive as you want, as long as your attack is scoring goals. Who really cares?
Who cares as well? We netted 6 past Man United and 5 past Southampton. So we're not completely park the bus FC. We just counter attack when the time is right. Doesn't matter. It depends how many times we'll have those moments where we feel like the time is right. But if you're to look at our side and I'm to look at your side, you as an Arsenal fan, what would you say the key players for us to look out for are? Bearing in mind your defense is quite weak, as you've said. Aubameyang has been in fairly poor form. I mean, Lacazette. I mean, I don't want to get you to rant about Lacazette.
He played well against Vienna. I'll tell you that. He captained us and he played well. So I'd be surprised if he's not in the lineup or at least involved in some way on Sunday. He's definitely he's got a goal and I think he might be picking up some form hopefully, which is good because normally if I'm getting a Lacazette, when one of them's off form, the other one picks them up. Gabriel, all right. Gabriel is one of the best centre backs in this division. Whether you like that or not, he is. All right. He's own. Yeah. Look at me like you want to look at me, Sam. That's absolutely fine. He's been exceptional. We have not had a centre back, all right, especially not a left-sided centre back like Gabriel for a very, very, very long time. He only cost us 24 million. What is he? 22, 23? He's been sensational. Okay, he's got pretty much every game he's getting the most touches, the most tackles, the most passes. He's putting in a shift.
You got to remember that you know, for a player that we've slagged off for years, Eric Dyer, he's finally put in a shift, and he's
I still think he's rubbish. But
you might still think he's rubbish, but he's been part of the best defensive side as of so far in the Premier League in terms of conceding less. I mean, Toby Alderweireld, he might. I don't know if he'll be back for the North London derby. If he is, that would be
player as well. But I don't know.
Oh, don't tell me you think Gabriel's better than Toby Alderweireld. Don't tell me this, mate.
No, he's a good player. He's always been a good player for him and Vertonghen. They were always a good player. Vertonghen's moved on now, but they were always
sad that Vertonghen had to go, but it just is what it is on that one.
Yeah, I'd say anyway. You want to look out for Gabriel. I mean, I love Bukayo Saka. Absolutely love.
So you think Gabriel would be able to command his back four to stop Kane and Son doing their thing?
I mean, depends who we've got next to him, if I'm honest.
You as an Arsenal fan, I think you should be worried about pretty much if all our first team footballers are playing, I think you should be worried about every single one of them because
I'm going to have to agree with you.
Because what you saw in the Europa League the other day, you saw Ndombele, Højbjerg, and Lo Celso all starting together. That was like the first time I've ever seen that happen, and it's a different team when you've got your best players all starting together just by individuality, rated by how good they are individually. However, if you put players like Sissoko in there, if you put Dyer alongside Toby Alderweireld if he starts, if you've got Reguilon and Aurea both as our fullbacks, we're going to give you a very hard time, if I've got to be honest with you.
It's not going to be an easy game, but I don't know. I'm not liking how confident you're starting to sound. I'm not confident for the reason. The more you're talking to me, the more you're thinking, well, if we've got these guys at the back, we've got these guys in midfield. Oh, don't get me started on Kane.
I'm saying it based on paper, but I've also nodded at you when you said that that form goes out the window. Having said that as well, you know, your win against Rapid Vienna in the Europa League the other night is also going to be a bit of a booster for morale for your team. So that's another thing I worry about. Okay, what's your score prediction for this coming North London derby?
I'd say can I do two?
But a score prediction is the whole point of a score prediction is you got to pick one result, Harvey.
If Lloris starts, all right.
Okay, fine. Right, we'll go on this basis. Fine.
Which I think he will because Mourinho is playing mind games. I reckon we might be looking at a 1-1 draw. If I'm being honest, I think
with Lloris starting. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. If Joe Hart is starting, I think we'll beat you 3-2.
Just because, let's just get real. Joe Hart will be protected by the Premier League's best defence at that moment.
What's that again?
Just let's be real. I know Joe Hart is not the level of Hugo Lloris, but we will still have our defence protecting Joe Hart. So it's a big... Listen, I'm not dismissing what you're saying, but, you know, we've still got to worry about the defence.
See, I don't even know. Because last time I was thinking, it'll be close. Or no, it'll be a really open game. We'll see 2-3 goals each or whatever. And then, you know, it was just a tight game, really. So I'm thinking it'll either even more so tight, or I think we'll beat you 3-2.
All right. Well, my prediction is...
I'm not going to say I think we're going to lose, because I don't think we are going to lose. But we could lose. Because that's how...
My prediction is that if Lloris is starting... I reckon it will be. I reckon. You know what? I think we could even keep a clean sheet, and I think that is big saying that. But I think it will be. I don't think we'll absolutely wreck you, but I think it will be a 2-0 win. You know, Jose Mourinho parking the bus and then counter-attacking. We probably won't even see those 2 goals until the second half. I reckon. If Joe Hart is starting, I think it will be. I think it'll either be a 2-1 win or a 2-2 draw. I'm going to go for a 2-1 win if Joe Hart is starting. Because although it will be a big miss for Lloris not playing, we've still got our key players playing.
Well, so I think 2-1 for us might even sound more reasonable. I just want to see goals.
That's it for today. Let me know your comments below what you think the score prediction will be. Any key players to look out for, whether you're an Arsenal fan or a Spurs fan. And I'll see you in the next video.